Only on NBC5 News tonight, two 11-year-old girls were pulled out of a Medford school after both parents say they were victims of bullying.
They say the principal of the school, along with the Medford School District, didn't do nearly enough to fix the problem. Tonight, one of them is sharing her difficult story in the hopes that it helps other families from the same fate.
Amanda Rose has more in this exclusive NBC5 News report.
No parent should ever have to wonder if their child is going to take their own life because of something that's happening that's completely out of their control. No parent should have to continue to beg a school district to help them. No parent should have to do this.
For Trina, sending her 11-year-old daughter off to school every day is too often filled with tears and anxiety.
This was not just girls being dramatic. This was an 11-year-old being told to kill herself. This was an 11-year-old being called derogatory names that I wouldn't say.
Trina says her daughter, along with her daughter's best friend, who we've chosen not to name, were victims of incessant and vicious bullying.
They were having panic attacks. They were making up reasons not to go to school.
She says it started last school year in 5th grade at Medford's Lone Pine Elementary.
Just kind of the mean girl stuff at that point. Snarky comments, saying horrible things.
Trina asked that the girls be separated when 6th grade began last fall. She was thankful when the school agreed, but she says it didn't help.
She would ridicule our children on the playground. She would call them names. She would tell other students horrible things.
Trina says after raising concerns in a parent-teacher conference in November, the school got the girls together to talk it out. But Trina says things didn't improve.
I emailed daily. Daily occurrences were happening.
Trina's emails back up her claims of repeatedly reaching out to Lone Pine principal Jerry Flock.
From our perspective, there wasn't a lot of discipline taking place.
Neither Flock nor the district will respond because of privacy issues, but we have acquired several public records pertaining to this story, including this police report.
Ended up being colored on with Sharpie.
In January, after Trina says her daughter's backpack was vandalized by the girl, Principal Flock recommended she file a report with Medford Police. The report shows the principal told police that the school tried restorative friendship circles and conversations for conflict resolution, but it didn't help. The school met with the girls separately to hear both sides and made an arrangement for the girls to, quote, remain separate and apart at all times at school, end quote, with consequences if they didn't follow the rules. In the end, the police report concluded the situation didn't, quote, rise to the level of disorderly conduct or direct threats of harm, end quote.
I continued to show up in his office weekly and ask for help, crying half the time out of frustration and desperation.
In February, Principal Flock wrote Trina saying the girl broke the rules the school established and she, quote, will have consequences today for her non-compliance with the recess expectation, end quote. He also said the district could offer her daughter a spot at a middle school, but he said it is completely her choice.
If you're enough of a bully, you get your way. That teaches our child that when you are in a situation, it's best to tuck tail and run.
Trina filed a formal complaint and got the district office involved. NBC5 News received a copy of the complaint's findings. The investigation was led by District Chief Academic Officer Michelle Cummings. It concluded the girl was found to have violated school rules prohibiting bullying, harassment, and insubordination. She admitted, quote, gossiping, pointing, staring, glaring, making faces, posting on social media, and not following Mr. Flock's recess schedule, end quote. The report also says the girl apologized for her actions in writing, but she was not kicked out of school.
I didn't believe that having this formal investigation would change anything, because a piece of paper doesn't change people's actions.
The district did create a safety plan, separating the girls during all parts of the day and all areas of the school. NBC5 News also obtained a copy of that plan. The girls had to alternate PE classes on Thursdays, sit away from each other in the cafeteria, and stay in separate areas of the playground at all times with, quote, zero exceptions, end quote.
My daughter and her best friend were essentially separated from the entire 6th grade.
But Trina says the girl didn't stay away from her daughter. Within weeks, there was another incident.
And as my daughter relayed this information to me on that day, I don't know who couldn't take this anymore. I don't know if it was her or if it was me.
Tomorrow in part 2, how the principal says the alleged bully defiantly broke his rules and why Trina says nothing's changed.
I couldn't watch this happen to her anymore. And I did the one thing I swore I wasn't going to do.
In Medford, Amanda Rose, NBC5 News.
Well, the Medford School District won't talk about this individual case. NBC5 News has requested several different statistics from the district.
They include how many students at Medford elementary schools have been suspended and expelled for bullying in the last few years. We haven't received the information yet, but we'll share it with you in the online articles for these stories on our website, KOBI5.com.